In the Star Wars universe, there are so many different planets, some in canon, some in legends. In this video, I picked the 15 best planets that I could find. Some planets we have a lot of information on, some not so much. This list is in alphabetical order and is not ranked in any other way. First, we have Bespin. Bespin is a gas giant. It has floating cities to harbor the 6 million inhabitants, with a 30-kilometer thick area of the atmosphere that is actually breathable. They call it the Bespin Life Zone. That's the area of the planet where we can find Cloud City and other cities that use repulsor lift technology to float. Repulsor lift technology produces an anti-gravitational field against the planet, which creates the lift. It's actually the same technology that they use to move things around without the need for wheels. The only reason we find cities on this planet is because they can mine Tibanna gas. This is a rare gas that's used for cooling hyperdrives, weapons, or even Han Solo. Coruscant. Coruscant is a city-wide planet that's been the hub of the galaxy for centuries. It's where you want to be if you pursue anything related to business, politics, military, science, technology. It's home to trillions of people, including the Jedi. On Coruscant, there are 3 main attractions. We have the Jedi Temple, home of the Jedi, which eventually became home to the Emperor since he destroyed the temple to build his imperial palace. We also have the Galactic Senate. This is the hub for Republic politics, since this is where all laws and legislations are passed, and it's also Palpatine's place of work. And the third one, which is actually the most interesting, is the Underworld. The Underworld is just the lower levels of the planet, the levels that are actually closer to the core of the planet, and as you might expect, the lower the level, the more poverty and crime there is. Some of these lower levels are actually considered to be uninhabitable because they've been in a constant state of darkness for thousands of years with unfiltered air and toxic fumes. Although they might seem all bad, they actually hold secrets of ancient civilizations. For example, when the Jedi Temple was destroyed, the Emperor noticed that it was built upon an ancient Sith temple, and it held secrets and knowledge of the dark side. Scylla. Homeworld of the Chiss, Scylla is a planet in the unknown regions of the galaxy. This makes their planet and culture quite mysterious. It's only because of Grand Admiral Thrawn that we know anything about the Chiss. The Chiss look similar to Pantorans, but the most notable difference is they have red eyes. As for the planet itself, we know that it's a cold ice planet that froze because of its star. The sun started to lose energy, and this caused some of the inhabitants to move away from the planet and reduce their population. But what makes this planet most interesting is that in legends around 27,000 years before the Battle of Yavin, humans were sent to Scylla to explore and colonize the planet. Well, apparently they got stranded, and this caused the humans to evolve into the Chiss. Also, their skin turned blue, not because over time and exposure to cold their skin just turned permanently blue. It's actually because on the planet there's a mineral found in the water that changes pigmentation of the skin. Dathomir. Homeworld of one of my favorite Sith, Darth Maul. On this planet, the Night Sisters, led by Mother Talzin, rule over the Night Brothers. Mother Talzin is a powerful Force-sensitive witch that uses her power to practice sorcery and keep control over the Night Brothers. She's actually pretty powerful, especially with her sorcery. She actually taught Darth Sidious, the Emperor, about sorcery, which ironically became a big mistake since he eventually kidnapped Darth Maul and even sent his whole army to kill everyone on her planet. So yeah. Don't mess with Sidious. The planet is really strong with the dark side of the Force, and this leads to powerful Force wielders like Darth Maul Sauvage Opress, and Asajj Ventress being born on this planet. Geonosis. Geonosis is famously known for the arena battle in Attack of the Clones. This is the battle where we saw the Jedi fight those clankers and the first appearance of the Clone Army. It's also officially the battle that started the Clone Wars. Geonosis is the home planet of the Geonosians, which are an insectoid species responsible for creating the droid army of the Separatists and the plans of the Death Star. The planet suffered meteorite strikes long ago, which made the surface of the planet inhabitable and forced the Geonosians underground to survive. This caused them to create the catacombs underground, which we saw in the second invasion of Geonosis. Ilum. Ilum is an ice planet that is very important to the Jedi. The planet has a giant temple where kyber crystals grow. At a certain point in their training, the younglings travel to the planet to find the kyber crystals that they will use for the construction of their first lightsaber. What interests me most about the planet is why do kyber crystals grow there and not anywhere else? But anyways, the story doesn't end there. Apparently, in the sequels, the planet was mined inside out by the First Order to create their superweapon, Starkiller Base. Kamino. Kamino is a water planet in the homeworld of Kaminoans and the clones. The Kaminoans are expert geneticists, and they were instructed by Jedi Master Sifo Dyas, but not really, to create a clone army for the Republic. This army fought for the Republic alongside the Jedi against Separatist forces. In reality, they were created to wipe out the Jedi once Clone Protocol Order 66 was activated. They were compelled to do so by an organic chip inside their heads designed by the Kaminoans, which was discovered by a clone trooper named Fives. He tried to blow the whistle on the plot, but unfortunately, nobody believed him. Now, under the new Galactic Empire, the production of clone troopers was stopped and replaced with stormtroopers. This now made the new production of new clone troopers useless, and therefore the production facility, along with the rest of the planet, was destroyed. Now, as you can see, all the cities on Kamino are actually built on the water, which brings up a question. How did they build the cities on Kamino? The leading theory is that Kamino was a terrestrial planet until it became flooded, and the Kaminoans had to build cities higher than the water level. Malachor. Malachor is a wasteland with nothing but a Sith temple with a super weapon. The temple was built long ago, just before the time of Darth Revan. It uses a holocron at its core to power the super weapon, which, when fired during a battle between the Jedi and the Sith, it killed and petrified all beings on the planet. This was called the Great Scourge of Malachor. We don't know much about this mysterious planet, strong with the dark side, but we do see it in Rebels. We find out that Maul is the only living being on the planet, and we see the sad reunion between Vader and his old apprentice, Ahsoka. Mandalore. Mandalore is the homeworld of the Mandalorians, a civilization feared for their culture of warriors and their Beskar armor. In the Old Republic, they even saw the Jedi as enemies, and now they have a dark saber, which is a black lightsaber made from a black kyber crystal, which was stolen from the Jedi. This dark saber is held by the leader of Mandalore. Whoever has this dark saber in their possession is the leader of Mandalore, and you can only take it if you defeat the person in combat. The culture that made them have influence all throughout the galaxy is also responsible for the destruction of their planet. The surface of Mandalore is in ruins because of the constant wars. This led to the need to build domed cities on the surface to survive. Around the Clone Wars, there was a pacifist movement led by Duchess Satine. Unfortunately, some people refused to follow that movement and wanted to follow the old ways. So they formed a group and they called it the Death Watch, which was based off Mandalore's only moon, Concordia. Moraband. Moraband, also known as Korriban, is a planet located in the Outer Rim and an ancient home of the Sith. The surface of the planet is inhospitable, but it has a lot of Sith temples. As you might expect, the planet is strong in the dark side of the Force. In those temples, we can find tombs of ancient Sith lords like Darth Bane. This planet has a lot of Sith history in legends, which is why I find it so cool. Mustafar. Mustafar is well known for being the place where Anakin becomes injured from Obi-Wan and the power of the High Ground. It's also where we can find Vader's castle and where Vader made his kyber crystal bleed. The planet is a major part in Anakin's story, but this lava-filled planet with ash and constant storms still has life. The natives of the planet are called Mustafarians, and they were only interested in mining resources from their planet. Mustafar's atmosphere is breathable, but with the ash and toxic byproducts from the lava, I wonder why everyone who goes on the planet doesn't bring their own air supply. Naboo. The native world of the Gungans, Naboo is also the home world of Padme Amidala and Sheev Palpatine. Padme was elected queen since Naboo used to be a monarchy until it became part of the Galactic Republic. From that point on, she became a senator. As for Palpatine, he was trained as a Sith apprentice to Darth Plagueis and eventually became the Supreme Chancellor of the Republic and then Emperor of the Galactic Empire. So clearly, out of the two, Palpatine has the biggest achievements. As a planet, Naboo is probably one of the most beautiful places in the galaxy. It has cities, mountains, plains, and even underwater cities. It would be a nice, relaxing planet to live on. But best of all, it doesn't have sand.
I don't like sand.
Tatooine. Tatooine resides inside a binary star system, meaning it has two suns. The planet is also very dry, so dry that there isn't any water on the surface. The planet actually used to look more like Naboo until the planet was changed. Even in those harsh conditions, there are many people living on the planet. We have the natives, Jawas and Tusken Raiders. We can also find humans, Tordarians, and Hutts, among many other species. The Hutts, specifically Jabba the Hutt, controls the planet. The Hutts are known to have slavery as a business practice. Anakin Skywalker was one of them, until Qui-Gon Jinn rescued him and brought him to the Jedi Temple to be trained. Unfortunately, his mother could not be rescued and eventually died. We all know what happened after that. Luke Skywalker was also raised on Tatooine as a moisture farmer. Moisture farmers are crucial on the planet. Since there's no surface water, they use equipment that allows them to extract moisture from the atmosphere and create usable drinking water. I don't know how that works though, because since the planet is so dry, wouldn't the atmosphere also be dry? Wellspring of Life. Located deep in the galactic core, the Wellspring of Life is a planet that we unfortunately don't have much information about. We do know that the planet is strong with the light side of the Force, and that it's the home of the Force priestesses who reside below the surface of the planet. The Force priestesses are 5 beings who embody the Force with serenity, joy, anger, confusion, and sadness. The only appearance of the planet and the Force priestesses is in the Clone Wars with the Yoda arc. Zonama Sekot. Zonama Sekot is probably the least well-known planet on this list, and the weirdest. Not just because of the name. What makes this planet interesting is that it is a sentient planet that can travel through space on its own. It's inhabited by Yuuzhan Vongs, which are evil humanoid creatures that apparently killed over 300 trillion people when they first invaded the galaxy. That's a lot of people. So obviously they are very dangerous, but they also hate technology, which you would think would make them less of a threat. But unfortunately, everything they invent is based off biological systems. They even have bioships. We don't have much more information about the planet or the species, but I would like to know how the planet is sentient and how it moves through the galaxy on its own. The only explanation that I can think of would be that it somehow uses a propulsion system, like a hyperdrive, which could possibly have been created by the Yuuzhan Vongs. That was my personal list of the 15 best planets in Star Wars. The source for all the data is from the website Wikipedia, from both canon and legends. So if you find anything wrong in this video, or you have a favorite planet that wasn't on my list, just make sure to leave it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and subscribe.
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.